Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're with me, Mike Spider Slayer. Guys, I just got done watching The Walking Dead episode 8, Too Far Gone. And oh my god, was this the freaking best episode, or at least the best ending to an episode that I have seen. And this is only mid-season finale. You would think that this has got finale written all over it. But man, I tell you, this was awesome. And if you're a fan of the comic book series, you're going to appreciate the scene at the end of this episode, because if you're a comic book fan like I am for this particular series, and when we started watching this show and it came up to this point, at least I was always wondering how they were going to do this scene, because this scene is one of the most memorable scenes in the comic book series, and I think it's one of the most memorable scenes in the actual episode or series as well. Bodies just fall left and right in this episode, guys. I mean, this is just an epic episode. And it all starts off in the beginning with the governor, rallying the troops, gathering them together to go to the prison, hoping that there will be some kind of peace and that Rick and the group would just walk away. Well, you find out that when they get to the prison, that's not the case whatsoever. Yes, there is talks between Rick and the governor, but let's just say it doesn't go according to plan, and the governor wants nothing to do with it. He wants his way or the highway. No peace whatsoever, and that is shown in this episode, and that's why it's the perfect name for this title of the episode, Too Far Gone, because he doesn't want to have anything to do with what Rick says. He believes that Rick is a liar, and the next thing you see is the war starts and the bodies start to fall. You get to see Governor just freaking slice Herschel's freaking head halfway off. It's like, just like this. It is freaking crazy. One of the predictions I predicted that Herschel was going to die in this episode, which was almost predictable, because how long can a character like Herschel survive in this series? Now, since Dale was dead, I was also thinking on the flip side that maybe Herschel was going to be that character like Dale, and Dale lasting, and Herschel lasting a little longer, but he died in the prison just like he did in the comic book adaptation. So once that happens, everything just, hell breaks loose. You got Rick firing shots, bah, bah, bah. He's like, duh! He sits there, gets that big ass gun, starts shooting, hits the freaking governor in the arm. Governor takes out, Rick gets shot in the dang leg, and he's taking cover under the tank and everything, or behind a truck or whatever it is. And then from there on out, Bethany and Maggie, they see their father getting their head sliced off. It's freaking crazy. And right before the governor gets in the war, he sees that his his girlfriend is carrying the little girl, because she was playing in the episode. She was playing in the dirt, and a zombie came from the dirt and wound up biting her. And just like that, as soon as he saw her, I think he even lost it more. No remorse. Boom! Right in the head. She is freaking dead. Dead as a doornail, gone. He's like, kill them all. So there goes the tank. The little guy's rallying the hat. Hey, let's go, everybody. He's rallying the freaking hat, and they're going, and he busts through the fence with the freaking with the tank and starts firing shots. I mean, it is insane what goes on in here. Rick and Governor start going at it, punching each other like left and right, man. The governor sits there, is punching him so much that he's falling over. He's so tired, and Rick is all bloodied and everything, and the governor goes to choke him to death. You get to see Daryl, who has a freaking awesome scene. The guy is such an awesome character. Oh my god. He sits there, he's just shooting guys with the freaking bow and arrow or the crossbow, and he sits there, and you think that he's going to get attacked by this zombie, and you're like, oh no. And then what happens is he takes a zombie, and he's freaking pushing it, in front of him like the zombie's walking, and he's throwing his grenades. He puts the freaking grenade in the tank, and the freaking tank blows up, and it's just like, oh my god. And then he shoots the driver of the tank. It was freaking crazy. The episode just keeps you on suspense the whole time, especially right before the war. You're just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And, you get to see another thing where, I thought Bethany was going to die in this episode. She was the one person that didn't die that I thought was going to die. It was real close. The one thing that I'm not sure if she's dead or not, but it's Judith, the baby. You saw her not in the car seat. Not sure if she's dead, but they have the scene where you think she is dead. And it's like, how do you do a scene like that with a baby dying? So it's very interesting if she is dead or not. I can't see her really surviving in this unless someone took her and has her. I'm not sure. But if that's the case, then they did it in a much more subtle way than they did in the comic book, obviously. And the little girl Lizzie, with her little sister, winds up shooting one of the main characters that was involved with the governor. Boom! Right in the head. And it's like, oh shit! And you see a freaking little girl sitting there doing that, and freaking Tyrese, he's like, what? Oh my God, guys. This is an epic episode that you must watch. I mean, it is awesome. It is so memorable. I can't wait to see what happens in the beginning of the season, or after the mid-season finale here back in February in episode 9, because everybody's forced to leave. Everyone was left on the bus that had to leave. Glenn couldn't fight because he was too weak. And it's they got to go, I guess, to this. They all got to go to a rendezvous point or somewhere, because you get to see Michonne go, Daryl and Bethany left, and you get to see Rick and Carl saying that they have to go. So they must have a rendezvous point where they all go in case of an emergency like this. But where they go from here is very, very interesting. If it kind of follows the comic again, where they're going to be living on their own in the woods for a while, or making that trek to Washington, which they do in the comic book series, and come across characters like Abraham and Eugene. So it will be interesting to see what's going to happen in future episodes of this series. But yes, like I predicted, this was the end of the prison scenes and episodes of whatnot. And God, guys, this was awesome. The best thing that I saw at the end was when Michonne stabs the governor and just leaves him to dead. She wants him to suffer. And then you see the governor's girlfriend come up, never fired a shot before, and does the same thing that he did to her daughter. And she takes the gun right to the head, and boom, and just shoots him in the head. And almost the same fashion as the comic book here. The comic book, you had one of the governor's people actually shoot the governor because he's sick, and it's almost in the same fashion. And when he dies, it was awesome to see the zombies take over the prison and take over that little area that they were staying at, the governor's people, and step on the chess piece and crushes the chess piece, resembling that the governor is dead. Fantastic ending to an awesome first 8 episodes of The Walking Dead. So, guys, I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 5. Great episode. Can't wait to see what happens. And I'll be covering as many episodes as I possibly could. Apologize for last week. Real busy last week, but wanted to cover this one. And, guys, give me your comments below on what you thought of this episode. And thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. And thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye.